Hello. So in this lesson, we are going to cover dimensions and dimension style later. Before you start any drawing, you should go to the AutoCAD icon first and check on your drawing units. Go to Drawing Utilities, click on it, and go to Units. This control coordinate and angle display formats and precision. This is now your drawing units window, and this is set to the usual default of architectural and inches. Now, this might be different depending on your program, but this one's for me. Now, let's change it to decimal, and then let's change it to centimeters, since this is what I need for my current drawing. Now, obviously, your units would depend on how you want to show your drawing and what's instructed by your client or instructor or whoever. Click on OK. So now let's start with your dimension. So this is your dimension tab. You can just click on this. It creates multiple types of dimensions within a single command session. So just click on this, and then it's going to ask you to select objects or specify the first extension line or origin. So just click on end to end, and that's it. It's that simple. Now this is set to the default standard, which is this one. All right, now it's the only one. It's the only thing that exists. It's default. It's the current default in AutoCAD. Now we will cover later how to change your dimension style. Now there are different types of dimensions you can use. The first one we used is linear dimension. This would be perfect for squares, rectangles, or any orthogonal dimensions or measurements that you need. Okay, so it's perfect for straight lines. Okay, let's try and cover most of it. Okay, that's it. This would also be perfect for getting the height and the width. So that's it. Now I think that's okay for now. Let's continue. Next, we have the aligned dimension, which creates aligned linear dimension. Okay, so let's use it. Now, this would be perfect if you want to get the true length of a line. Like in this case, the true length of the line is 7.8262 cm. Okay, now watch what happens if we use linear dimension. So let's click on it. If you move your mouse up, that should give you the run. And then if you use it again and then move it to the right, that should give you the rise. Okay, this is the slope then, right? Now, depending on how you want to show your drawing, both dimensions are very convenient, okay? Especially if you want to measure your roof, this would be so convenient. Okay, let's go to the next one. Next, we have your angular dimension, which creates an angular dimension. So you can basically see it. You need to click on one line first and then a baseline and then just drag. Okay, let's do it. Let's measure the angled line first and then select the second line or the baseline, and then that's it. Depending on the direction of your cursor or your mouse, it's going to change the angle. So that is 27 degrees. That's it. Now let's do that again. Now, when you're using the angular dimension, you have to have a baseline. Otherwise, you won't be able to show to show the angle. I mean the degree. Okay, that's it. Next, let's go to arc length. Now, from the name itself, it measures your arc. So just click on it, click on your arc. That's basically it. That's the exact linear dimension of your arc, right? Very simple, very easy. So it's so convenient if you want to know the perimeter of your line or of your arc. Let's go to radius. This measures the radius. This would be perfect for arcs and circles. Okay, so that's it. That's radius to 3.5. And then, by the way, if you want to reactivate the last command, you can just click on spacebar. So this time I didn't really click on this part of the toolbar. I just clicked on spacebar. Next, let's go to diameter. So it's basically the same with your radius. The only difference is that it's going to get half of your circle or arc. So that would be diameter 7. And another one. Oh, wait, let's use the space bar instead. Click on it. And that is diameter 4. Okay, that is twice the radius. Next, now we have ordinate. Okay, so let's hover our mouse to learn more about this dimension type. So it measures the horizontal and vertical distance from an origin point called the datum to a feature such as whole and a part. These dimensions prevent escalating errors by maintaining accurate offsets of the features from the datum. Now, this is so convenient, especially if you're making tables and graphs and maybe as-built plans of existing buildings. This is really very convenient. Okay, now in this case, this would be my point of origin. I'm going to start here. It's my 0, 0. Next. So you'll notice it's a progressive dimension. Now I'm going to measure just the midpoint for the sake of this demo. Next, I'm going to measure this part and then this part. So it's basically the same. It's 7 meters, right? So it's very good for progressive dimensioning. Okay, let's continue. You can also use this for this part. Now you'll notice that I've started again with 0. This one is 1.5. That is 30. Oh no, 3. And this part, 6, right? Okay, let's go. Next, you have the jagged dimension. Now, let me just show you because this doesn't really apply with my drawing, but it creates jagged radius dimensions when the center of an arc or circle is located off the layout and cannot be displayed in its true location. The origin point of the dimension can be specified at a more convenient location called the center location override. Now, this doesn't really apply to my drawing, but let's select the arc or circle, and then let's click on the center point. So it still works, but it doesn't really show because the circle is too small. Okay, that's basically it. Let's try another one, maybe this one. Yeah, it doesn't really apply, but that's totally fine. Okay. As long as it shows the correct number, then that's totally fine. Okay, we are done. Let's continue with your dimension style. Okay. Now for the dimension style, how do you access it? It's this icon. Or you can type dim style in your command line. Let's type in dim style in your command line. And now the default is actually standard. Let's click on that. Okay, so normally you can click on modify, but I don't really advise using modify. Let's click on new instead. Now, let's make a copy of standard, meaning let's edit the standard because I'm actually okay with how standard looks. We just want to make it more customized. Okay, so let's change this to standard, edited. So it's very important that you specify that you start with standard, right? And then let's click on continue. Now, let's go through all the tabs, but let's just cover the basics because the video would go too long. Okay, now we have dimension lines. Let's change the color to green so you can see it. So it's this part. You can see in the preview box that it's already updated. Next, you have the line type. This would always be continuous. The line weight would be the thinnest line. That's 0.05. Now for your baseline spacing, I'd like to set this to this one. Okay. Next, we have extension lines. It's these lines here. Now let's change it to this color. And then line type, as always, would be continuous. You can change it to broken lines. Some people are doing that. That's totally fine. And let's change this to 0.05. Extend beyond dimension lines. It refers to this part. Now, just for the sake of this demo, let's change it to 1. So that's basically it, right? Now let's change it back to point 0.1. Okay, that looks good. Offset from origin is from the model or the figure, and then the offset or the space. I like to keep it this way, or maybe let's change it to instead 8. Okay, that's fine. And then you can also click on this one to have fixed length extension lines. Okay, next, let's go to symbols and arrows. Let's say I want to use circles instead. So it's already updated. You can also change the arrow size if you want it bigger. Let's say I want to use zero point 0.2. So it has already changed. Now, for the sake again of this demo, let's change it to zero point 0.5. So it's really big now. Let's change it to 2 again. Okay, so so for the rest, you can just go over them, but that's basically the basic. Okay. Next, you have the text. The standard is actually zero point 0.3 for the drafting standard. But yes, if you like it smaller, that's totally fine. Text style you can choose. You can click on this one and then text color again. Let's just use maybe this one. Text height, that's fine. You can also change this one if you want it above, if you want it outside, if you want it on center. That's it. You can also change it to aligned with dimension, which is what we usually do, meaning for this part, this is going to be straight now, right? And then you can also click on ISO standard. Next, let's go to fit. So just read this part. It's totally fine. And let's go to primary units. Now, for this part, it's very important that you take into consideration the scale or the layout that you'll use for printing. At default, I like to set it to 1.00. Okay. So for the unit format, I usually use decimal because that's what we use in our country. And then for the precision, I use 0.000. I mean, that's totally enough. And then I also change this to this pipe. Okay, that's it. Let's go to alternate units. There's not much to change, but if you want to add a prefix or suffix like cm, meters to your drawing, we don't usually do that. You can just add them here. Okay, display alternate units. Tolerances, there's not much to change here. So let's just click on OK. And then set current and then close. So that should give you another dimension style here. So there are now two. Select all the dimensions that you have made. Okay, that's it. Now let's change it to standard edited. Okay, so it's that simple. Okay, now we're done.